All right, example 2. For the function g whose graph is given, state the following. So it says the limit as x approaches infinity of g of x. So this is my function g of x, and it's saying as x approaches infinity. So I'm going to go ahead and look all the way to the right. So I continue to follow my function until the very, very end, okay, and see where it's going. What y value would this be approaching? It appears to be 2. Okay, so this one is 2. Now we have our limit as x approaches negative infinity of g of x. So that means I'm going to look all the way to the left as the graph goes, and we would be approaching negative 2. Okay. One thing that I would take note of, you guys, is that as you're looking left and right, and if you get a numeric value, okay, this is giving you some form of an asymptote. As x goes to infinity and negative infinity, these would be horizontal asymptotes. Okay, so these are my horizontal asymptotes. I'm going to mark HA. And another thing that is worthwhile taking a note of is horizontal asymptotes. You guys typically think cover the entire graph. A lot of times it's just referring to the very end behavior. So notice it's not going all the way through the graph. So there can be a horizontal asymptote. It's just at the end behavior. It's how it's behaving in the end. Okay, so it's a little bit like this. So you wouldn't need to draw the asymptote all the way across the graph. Let's continue on. So now we have the limit as x approaches 3. So I'm going where x is 3, right here, and I look at my limit. From my left and my right, they are both going up. So this is going to infinity. Let's go ahead and look at my next one. The limit as x approaches 0. So here's where x is 0. If I follow the curves from the left and the right, they're both going down. So this would be negative infinity. One thing I would take note of these two, at 3 and 0, since I got an answer of an infinity, these are a type of asymptote. It's a vertical asymptote. Okay. So one thing, you guys, would be a flag that there is an asymptote to you is if your limit involves any form of infinity, not any form. If it has one infinity involved, if it's your x has an infinity or your answer is an infinity, it's some form of an asymptote. So you just need to start thinking through like what kind of asymptote is it. So if you're looking as x goes to infinity, all the way to the right or the left, okay, what goes right and left, your horizontal asymptotes. Okay. And then here you get y values that are infinity, so those are vertical asymptotes. And then we go ahead and we got our limit as x approaches negative 2 from the right. So here is, where is negative 2? Negative 2 is right here. And from the right-hand side, here's my right-hand side, that's going to go all the way down to negative infinity. Okay. How about my limit, just as a little side, another question, a limit as x approaches negative 2 from the left of g of x. So I follow this all the way from the left. This would give me an answer of 1. So what does this mean about my overall limit at 2? Remember, they have to match up. So my overall limit at 2 then, since they are not the same, negative infinity and 1, this is a does not exist. Okay. And then F says write the equations of the asymptotes. So since we got answers of infinity here, so I should actually extend this. This would be another form of a vertical asymptote that is occurring here. So my horizontal asymptotes, those are y equals, so I'd have y equals 2 and y equals negative 2. And then my vertical asymptotes would be occurring at x equals 3, 0, negative 2. So x equals 3, x equals 0, and x equals negative 2. So those are my vertical and horizontal asymptotes. Key takeaway from this example, you guys, is if there is an infinity involved, just one, either here or as your answer, okay, that is a form of a vertical or horizontal asymptote. Okay, so that is example 2.